Let's go straight to our first question from the audience, from Benjamin Atkinson.
Yes, good evening. Australian Muslims need to take a litmus test. Do they reject jihad and do they reject the caliphate?
Darren Hinch.
Well, I partly agree. I don't agree with what you're saying in terms of they must take the sort of litmus test, but I would agree with one thing, and that is that we saw Daniel Andrews, the Premier of Victoria, over the weekend, desperately trying to sound like he worked for the ABC and not saying that these men who have been allegedly involved in this plot over Anzac Day were Muslim extremists. I mean, they are Muslim extremists, and to try and say that's not the case, and this and that, I think it defeats the purpose. But I reject your litmus test idea. I think that's extreme.
It'll be a very different country if we had to take a litmus test on what we believed.
This is the thing with like Reclaim Australia. I was offended by it because I think we've lost Australia, so the reclaim word pisses me off anyway. But they say, well, we don't want, you've got to fight against Reclaim Australia from Sharia law. We haven't got Sharia law, we've got to reclaim Australia from this. I mean, I don't like Sharia law, and it won't happen here. I'm not fond of Koori courts either. We've got one system of justice, it should stay that way. It's not perfect, as I well know, but this is the only system we've got, and we should stay with it.
Anna Burke.
Any extremism is wrong. So who's going to take the litmus test? You know, Catholics who were part of the IRA, you know, people who want to tell us that, you know, we can't eat any sort of meat, you know, the vegan extremists who put, you know, vegan signs all over the footpaths. What litmus test do you take and who do you give it to? It's extremism that we need to knock out, not one religion or another.
And how do you do it, Anna? Because you narrow it down. You can narrow it down to this small minority of real radicals, and as we know that it's reported anyway that the young men arrested in the weekend raids were all connected in one way to the Al Furqan Islamic Centre in Springvale. Is that where you see the problem lying?
No, I think the problem lies in us reaching out to individuals who feel disconnected. And are they going to these mosques because they feel disconnected from our society? So what are we doing to ensure that, you know, everybody in this room, everybody feels part of being part of Australian, being part of our community? I'm not sure you can single out one group. Do you go, as we saw recently, and burn down one Catholic church and say that everybody involved in the Catholic faith is is involved in pedophilia? Where do you draw the line? I'm not sure how you do that, but I know it's about connecting and making people feel that they belong to this great nation that we have.